What is all risk insurance and when should you consider using it? So sometimes in your business, there will be some equipment that you would want to cover for more than just fire, right? So I mean, apart from your normal, let's say your printers and so forth, where you can cover in the event of fire, and you are thinking about not just covering on, let's say, damage by fire, but you want to cover, let's say, for theft or anything that you can imagine, because it is really, really important, very expensive and so forth, then you should actually consider looking at an all-risk insurance policy. So first things first, what does all-risk insurance policy cover? Number one, of course, it covers for fire, right? That's a given. Number two, it also covers for theft. Now, when you talk about theft, you cannot just state that you left the computer in the car or you left it at the counter, you turn right and then you turn left and it was gone, right? No criminal element, a bit hard to prove. So in most cases, you need to, when they talk about theft and robbery and so forth, it needs to have some sort of criminal element. I mean, otherwise it's very contentious. So you're talking about maybe you were held at knife point, number one. Number two, it was basically robbery, right? Gunpoint perhaps, or they smash your window in the car and they grab your laptop and your machinery and so forth. Then yes, that's very, very clear. So let's talk a little bit about accidental damage. So for example, if the laptop was left in the car, you put it in the trunk, and then you got involved in, let's say, like a fender bender or so forth, right? Someone hit the back and it damaged the laptop. That is very, very clear. That is obviously covered. But when you start talking about, let's say, you were observing the stock market and it fell for some reason, I hope not, and you took your laptop and you threw it across the room. So very, very unlikely the insurance company is going to actually cover that. And for good reason, right? Because when you think about it, put yourself in their shoes, right? It cannot be subject to abuse. It has to be very, very clear-cut. In the event of fire, the building was burned down, it was affected, it destroyed your property, yes. In the event of theft and robbery, very clear, there's a criminal element involved, clear-cut. One thing that I also want to highlight to you for all risk insurance, although it's much broader, it offers a wider coverage, or let's say your equipment and so forth, but it also has a list of exclusions. In other words, when you are shopping around for all risk insurance, and because it covers such a wide array of equipment and so forth in different businesses and all that, you should pay special attention to the exclusion list, because sometimes there are some exclusions that you need to be a bit careful about. Example, in quite a few, or if not all risk insurance policies, they would have a clause where, for example, fire, they will not cover fire in the event of, let's say, a bushfire, or lalang and so forth. So in most instances, if you are in an office environment in the city, probably not so relevant. However, let's say if you were in an environment where, let's say, in a factory on the outback, and yes, there is lalang and so forth. So you need to be a bit careful about stuff like that, right? Another thing that doesn't cover, obviously, is basically anything that's got to do with radioactive radiation and so forth. Again, if you are in the office environment in the city, probably nothing to worry about. But depending on the business that you're in, if there is some exposure and so forth, bear in mind, the equipment may not be covered. So check out, very important, these sort of things. Keep an eye out for it. And of course, if you are interested to know a little bit more or you need a bit more information, you can visit our website at www.coverbuddies.com, or also send us a message on our live chat, or drop us a note on our website, or even better, if you need to talk to us and you need a call back, don't be afraid to actually go to our website and basically pick a time. We actually have a book a call session there. Pick a time where you would like us to call you back. We'll get someone to call you back and answer any of the questions that you may have. See you in the next video, guys.